great if I could say, right, apply that to every single cat you ever come to. You know, jobs are good. And there is such a wide spectrum, as Sarah said, of social receptivity. So it's just not possible to give a blanket idea of exactly how to behave around a cat. So what I would suggest is maybe we can talk about the first meeting. What should the first meeting be with a new cat? It should be non-threatening, and ideally maybe allow the cat to initiate contact. You may want to reduce height to the cat's level so you don't look too threatening. To avoid direct eye contact, again, so you don't look threatening, because direct eye contact is very challenging from cat to cat. Allow the cat to approach. Maybe extend a hand and focus a little bit of contact on the head and cheeks around the glands of the face. Positive signs. These are things to look out for. Willingness to interact, and you'll find these within the environmental needs guidelines. Friendly approach with the tail vertical, slow blinking, purring, chirruping, facial rubbing, head bunting, jumping onto the lap. Don't have to touch them. Staying in close proximity and rolling over to expose the belly, but do not confuse that with, please would you rub my tummy? Because anybody who's tried that with a cat that you're not completely familiar with will know what happens. Negative signs. I do not want to interact with you. Closed body posture, looking small and hiding, ears flattened, hissing, struggling, avoidant behaviour. And if the cat's sitting on your lap and you're doing your stroking, the purring stops, the body stiffens, the carriage of the tail is low and it's wagging. And the cat hisses, turns around, bites you, slaps you and jumps away, and you're standing there going, what did I say? What did I do? It's called the petting and biting threshold. There is a point at which every cat will say, enough already, you know, that's plenty. Let's talk about getting the relationship right in practice, and I can't possibly do a presentation without including pictures of my glorious cat, Mangus, who currently, unfortunately, is in hospital with pancreatitis, so I wish her well. Here she is being examined in a very specific way according to her needs. And I think this is a wonderful example of, again, that beautiful phrase, less is more. The less you do to a cat, the more you will get out of the situation. And I think this is another TPR. Take your time. Personalise your approach to the individual. Don't have one approach that fits all cats, because it won't. Read the signs from the individual. I know time is a luxury, but even just adding a few more minutes to your cat consultations could make all the difference. If you have particularly nervous or fractious patients, plan ahead. Look at the notes, make notes on the record. What works for this cat? Who works with this cat? Is there a particular veterinarian that gets on well? Is there a particular nurse or technician that works really well with this cat? And plan appointment ahead to minimise the waiting time. All of this getting the relationship right stuff in practice is cat-friendly practice. This is what it's all about. Be aware of the cat's body language. Here you can see a cat being examined in the base of its cat carrier, as Sarah mentioned earlier. No direct eye contact. Try and sort of maintain the slow blink or the side-on eye contact. Let the cat settle in a comfortable position before you start fiddling and doing the invasive stuff. And if you're stroking around the glands. And if some cats prefer to have the examination performed away from them. You can see Mangus here being examined by her wonderful vet Simon, who she rather likes to be revealed in part, for whatever part he's examining. She likes to be underneath her own private blanket while she's being looked at. Again, work at the same level as the cat, as Simon did there. If the cat wants to go on the floor, maybe you work on the floor. Examine the cat on familiar bedding, avoid loud noises, talk calmly, move slowly, think about all the clanking and sinks of metal to metal. Certainly perform the least invasive procedure first. You might want to use distraction if you've got a window. Maybe you want to examine the cat on the windowsill if he feels more amenable there. Really important thing, wear cotton clothing. There's nothing worse than giving a cat a static shock. It's not a good start to the relationship. And I think really in most cases, rather than forceful, unpleasant handling, which the cat will not forget, if it's appropriate, maybe some chemical restraint instead. So here we are. The trouble is there are no hard and fast answers to this because every cat is unique, every human is unique, therefore every cat-human relationship is unique. So, you know, how do we interact? How do we behave? And I think it is that difference between caring for and caring about. Let's get the balance. Let's have it as a situation where we both get mutual benefit. It's good for both of us. And that's all about doing really what we're doing today and for the rest of the Congress, learning about the species. Get to know the individual. As Sarah said so beautifully, those lovely photographs of her cat. Every single cat has its own idiosyncrasies, so get used to it, learn about it, and allow the cat to dictate the quality and quantity of the interaction. And I think then, in some way, we are on the road to getting it right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vicky. Brilliant as usual. Make it sound simple and we all go, oh yes, I do realise that I do that, or somebody else does that, and you've not really thought about what it means. We have got time for some questions for Vicky. And we have a microphone if anybody's got a question, or are you all just digesting your own relationship with your own cat after that? Vicky is around. Anybody got a... Yes, we have a question down here. Microphone's just coming. It's just coming. Yeah.
Hi, Vicky. I was very interested with your case presentation of cats attacking because they have too much attention. Now, I know a few cats that do the opposite, attack when they're ignored. Do you have any comments to make?
The problem with this is it's really difficult to give an assessment of each individual situation like this, you know, with one line. I think if I was presented with that, I would say, yes, that makes sense too. Because cats can learn to use any behaviour in their repertoire if it gets the results they want. Some cats show frustration through aggression. So we could be looking there at a cat who's frustrated and say, come on, you know, look at me. And we're talking particularly about some pedigree breeds who are particularly focused on that codependent almost relationship. Come on, bring it back to me. So really, I can't give you a hard and fast thing because what I do is all about tailoring it to the particular circumstances of an individual. And I think to take Sarah's case here and extrapolate it to all cats who show aggression towards owners, I think would be quite wrong. But you are absolutely right. You will see cats who might use aggression in order to get the contact that they're seeking but not getting. And I would say that that's probably another example of a communication breakdown that would need to be addressed in a very similar way. But the programme put in place would clearly be very different.